Welcome. My name is Teacher Mjomba, and I am inviting you for our today's lesson. Thank you for joining here. We are going to learn about functional writing, and today we are going to tackle a Form 1 lesson on writing addresses. Writing addresses. So I invite you today so that we can enjoy this lesson and we can learn this concept. I believe we are going to learn a lot in our session today. Thank you so much. So, like I have mentioned, today we are going to learn about writing addresses, and so we'll be looking at why do we write addresses. Why do we write addresses? But number two, we'll be looking at the components of addresses, and finally, we'll be looking at the types of addresses we have in English. Thank you so much. So, first of all, we begin here by asking ourselves why addresses. So, why do we write addresses? First of all, addresses are written in letters. Now, you can write them when you are writing letters to your friend or your relative, or sometimes when you're writing to an official person like your teacher. Yes, so when you're writing to your teacher, you do write addresses. You use addresses. Why do you use addresses? There are two importance of addresses that I have thought them through. Number one, you are able to identify who has sent a given letter, but also who was intended to receive that particular letter. So the intended receiver and the specific sender. From the address, we can be able to know. Now, number two is that using the addresses, we are able to reply to letters when they are sent to us. Why? Because the addresses contain information of the people who are sending those letters to us. Oh, so I hope now you know why we write addresses in letters. Now let us look at the key components of addresses. Now, there are key components of writing of addresses. When you are writing an address, there are three main parts of an address. The first part is usually the name of the institution up here, like I have shown with the red arrow, the name of the institution. Now, this institution can be a school, can be a hospital, can be a mosque, can be a church. The name of the institution is usually the first one. Please, I see students using their names here. Do not use your name in the address. Please do not use your name. After writing the name of the institution or the title of that institution, you go to the second part. The second component is the postal address. The postal address is written together with a code. Now you write P.O. Box 555. Now 555 is the postal address, while 35400 is the postal code. Address and code, it is separated by a hyphen here. The last component is usually the town and the country of origin. Now, these are the three components of an address: the name of the institution, the postal address, and the town. I hope you have understood these three components. Let's look at the types of addresses that we have in English. There are two major types of addresses we have in English. The first one is called block, and the second one is called indented. Now, let's observe what you can see on your screen right now. I hope you can see something. Now, from the screen, I hope you are able to see that the two addresses are not the same. Or are they the same? Can you check? Are they the same or they are not the same? They are not the same. You will discover the block format the lines start from the same place, while the indented, they are slanted. They are slanted. The lines are slanted. So this one we call it block format, while this one we call it indented format. When you use block format, also your paragraphs in the letter, they should be blocked. You should use block paragraphing, while when you use indented paragraph, you should use indented paragraphs. Also, if you use indented address, you should use indented paragraphs. These are the two categories of addresses. Finally, before you submit your work, before you say that you have written an address, it is important that you check the capitalization. Also, check the commas and the full stops or the periods that are used in addresses. Let us check at this address here. You can see this address has been written using capital letters in every area. Remember, Waberi is a name of a school. It is a proper noun, so it should be written using capital letters. Dadaab and Kenya are also proper nouns. They should be written using capital letters. Now, after writing the first component, we usually put a comma. After the second component, we put a comma. Then the last component, we put a full stop. So before you say you have written your address, please check if you have written these commas and this full stop. Also, there is a dot here and a dot here. These two dots are important between P and O and P. Finally, there are two hyphens. One hyphen is here and the other hyphen is here. These two hyphens between Dadaab and Kenya and postal address and postal code are very important. My students, I hope you've learned something. You've learned about the three components of addresses. You've also learned about the types of addresses. But also you've learned how to format your work to proofread your addresses. Can we try out this question? Imagine you are a student of Tofik Secondary School writing a letter to your friend Abdi, who transferred to Agadera last term. Using the block format, write an address you will capture when writing the letter. Wow, can you try out this one? Yes, give it a try. I know you can try it. Just try on a piece of paper. What will be your first line? How will you write your first part of the address? Will you use Tofik or will you use Agadera? Let us check. What is the response? I hope you have written something. Let's check. This is the response. Tofik Secondary School, P.O. Box here, and then there is a comma, Dadaab hyphen Kenya, full stop. So you have Tofik Secondary School, the first component, the second component, and the third component using a block format. Block format means you start from this point, the next point is the same place, and the next line is also on the same place. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much for following this lesson. Today we have learned about writing addresses in functional writing. When we write addresses, we have said that we pay attention to three components. But also, we have looked at the two types of addresses, that is block and the indented. We have also looked at formatting or proofreading our addresses before we submit them. Thank you so much for following this lesson. I hope now you have learned how to write addresses in English. And I hope this lesson is going to help you build your skills in writing. Have a blessed time. It has been nice being with you. I am your teacher, Teacher Mjomba. Thank you so much and have a blessed time. Let us meet next time when I'll be teaching you how to write in formal letters. Have a blessed time. Bye. Bye bye.